Hello! Welcome to Ivana's Norsk Life, and today I want to talk to you about my life under pandemic, how this year went, and why it's so great to go through this time in a small town in Norway. I'm a huge fan of living in a small town rather than a big, large city, and today I will tell you why. So quite soon, it's gonna be a year since all the world is living. For some countries it's already a year, for Norway it will be soon a year since we live under pandemic, and it brought to us a lot of challenges, but also in Norway I think that we also got some positive things. And I want to start with my positive things and what was great. Even though the situation was hard, and every country was on lockdown, it was recommended to stay at home. In some countries people couldn't go outside. In Norway we were recommended to go for outdoor walk, to get the fresh air, and especially in a small town like the one I live in, it's Gjøvik, with population of 35,000 people. It actually was pretty nice. When you go for a walk, we just figured that we will not use the more common roads that we used previously, and we just investigated some new areas of the city or like around the town areas. We could, because we have a car, so we could drive somewhere where it's not that many people and just be with nature. And it was March, April and the whole summer, so it was quite cool. We have a large house here, we have outdoor space, so we changed, I think it was a bit more than 4 years ago as we moved from the apartment to the house, and we feel so lucky that we were not stuck in the apartment, that we had all this space around us, that we were able to go just outside the house, sit, enjoy some drinks, some nice food to grill, barbecue. So it was pretty nice from this point of view. Another good thing comparing a large city and a small city, it's actually because we are not that many people who live here. When you go to stores, you don't meet that many people. And I think it's also quite beneficial, especially when you live during pandemic. All this year, of course, it brought us a lot of stress and so on, but we still could go to the stores. We still had some cafes open only during some small period of time they were closed. But anyway, we were isolated. We couldn't do a lot of things that we used to, but still we had a life, so we could continue doing some stuff. So for example, gyms, they were closed only for some small period of time, and when they were closed, we had the capability of getting exercise outdoors, and I think it's quite cool. We went for running a lot and so on. And now actually gyms are open. We don't have a group trainings, but gym itself is open and we have a control, and it's not that many people, so that's why it's much easier to keep trying to have a similar life comparing to the life that we had before pandemic. So comparing from this, living in a small city, yes, typically in a small town you have less restaurants, you don't have theaters, or the cinema that you have, it's only the one cinema that shows only what it shows, not always all the movies. Maybe you have a less active life, a social life comparing to the large city, but during pandemic all of that became a benefit. So everything that was considered as a negative side, personally to me, just became a really nice side. If you look a bit more on challenges, because not everything was perfect, even though yes, I still believe that Norway is one of the best countries to live in, especially through this time. Even without that, I was quite happy with the life that we had. But the challenges that came, it's the not ability of traveling. That was a huge part of my life personally. I traveled quite a lot, so for me it was the first thing. And even traveling around is one thing, but not being able to visit my family, this is where psychologically and mentally was extremely hard for me, and I'm still cannot get used to it. I'm still looking forward for the time when we could travel safely, because one thing is to go out abroad and come back, but you know, I'm still afraid that in the airport it's so many people and I don't have that much control of anything, that I don't want to bring the COVID to my family, and it's too much stress. And also to come back, if I come back with COVID, who knows how my body and how I react to this disease. So it's a bit scary and psychologically extremely hard. I don't know how about you, but for me traveling, it was like a really hard part. A second thing that is challenging is about work. I know that it's not a complaint, it's just kind of what we got. I work in the university, I teach students, and what we actually can see that our workload is just doubled. We had to divide the same groups into smaller groups and to teach the same thing a couple of times in a row, and also to produce a lot of online content, online videos in a short period of time. It brought a really stressful time to me, and really hard to go through. And still we do quite a lot of things digitally that would be much easier to do in person and physically, and we still want to keep a good quality education. So this is like one of the challenging things, to organize everything in such way that students are happy, that we are happy, and everyone is in win-win-win situation. We're still working from home. This is also, I think, another challenge. It's soon it will be almost a year since it's a corona. We've been at office only for a small period of time, but most of the time we are working from home. Even though I'm quite lucky that we have enough space and we don't need to work together in one room or something like that. We have enough space to have meetings at the same time with my fiance, but still the feeling like being all the time, you know, you have a lot of work, you want to have some work-life balance, and then when you have the same space for your work and the same space for the relaxation, it gets a bit challenging. I cannot say that it's quite easy for my brain to separate the time when I work and when I don't work. So this is another challenge. I'm feeling exhausted much more. I don't feel that happy about my work-life balance. But I think it's kind of psychologically, it's not just me, it's many people, and some people have lost their jobs. So they can feel kind of that I'm not thankful. I'm quite happy that I have work, but it doesn't mean that I should be happy that my workload doubled. I have a lot of tasks, but my payment is still the same, so it's also not good, right? Another thing, I think it's just psychologically in general, life under corona is hard, even in such country as Norway. You go to the store and you shouldn't touch the vegetables if you don't want to take them. So it's like all the time you have to control yourself. If you see people, you need to go in other direction to avoid meeting them close to you. When you go in the mall, and because you don't wear masks that much, it's not that many people here. So we are able to hold the distance and such things, but then it's like not breathing when you pass by some people, and all this, like, it's all the time you're in tension, and all the time you're afraid for your family in Ukraine. So all of this brings together these hard feelings. But in general, I can say that my life under corona has changed a bit, but not to the 100%. I exercise less because I have more stress to go to the gym. Unfortunately, I'm working on it, and I became more lazy. So this is quite strange, but in some way it happened that I became more lazy. And now I'm trying to fight it and get on track. So this is my life in a small town. Not that much social activities. We are buying, it's good that we're two of us. so we don't have too many visits from friends, maybe 2 or 3 throughout the whole year. We didn't visit our friends that much, so mainly it is being at home, going outside for some walks, exercise, a bit of skiing, and we bought some board games just to do something else, but TV, courses online and such stuff was the main activities in my family and our place. So please write in the comments your experience, how pandemic has changed your life, and I wish you all to stay healthy and safe, and enjoy your life and try to find the positive things in every day. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching it until the end, and see you soon. Bye!